The name's Bond. James Bond.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most iconic, entertaining, and/or compelling characters in live-action films.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Number 30, Tony Montana, Scarface. Powered by the energy of Al Pacino, Tony Montana injects non-stop energy into this remake. He's the ambitious anti-hero who cannot help himself.
Who put this thing together? Me! That's who! Who do I trust? Me!
During his journey to the top, Montana also has a few choice quotes to entertain viewers. Pacino's accent is just one of the many captivating elements of this character. The drug lord becomes so over the top that he's yelling, swearing, and/or doing drugs in most scenes. He doesn't go quietly into the night either, fending off assassins in the violent finale. The greedy businessman could be considered the most memorable train wreck of his kind. He burns bright throughout this insane movie, never slowing down as he excites and shocks audiences.
Say hello to my little friend!
Number 29, Captain Jack Sparrow, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Son, I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy?
This swashbuckling hero is known for his particular brand of humor, known as a combo of the Rolling Stones' Keith Richards and several Looney Tunes characters. As the face of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Jack Sparrow is a trickster who always has a fun scheme up his sleeve. His oddball personality is a highlight throughout a series of wild and improbable adventures.
Why is the rum always gone?
Sparrow's charms shine through at every turn, never letting a bad guy ruin his mood. He's a pirate crossed with a rock star that's anything but a bland action hero. This bold character gives viewers a reason to smile in each entry.
You are Jack Sparrow.
There should be a captain in there somewhere.
Number 28, Harry Potter, the Harry Potter franchise.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Destined for greatness, this young wizard starts as a humble child. He then journeys to Hogwarts and learns to harness his abilities. Along with being heroic, Potter is especially loyal to the people around him. He's as renowned for magic as he is for being a great friend. With the help of his allies, the hero finally destroys the villain Voldemort. You could call him basic or too nice, but that would be a disservice to the rich material surrounding him. Sometimes it pays to be a good person and have a genuine personality in the face of evil.
Let us hope that Mr. Potter will always be around to save the day.
Don't worry. I will be.
Number 27, Beatrix Kiddo, aka The Bride, the Kill Bill franchise. Beatrix Kiddo thinks she can have a normal life, but then she's betrayed by her assassin colleagues. The Bride spends the rest of the series dishing out revenge.
I want him to know what I know. I want him to know. I want him to know. And I want them all to know. They'll all soon be as dead as a wren.
As a consummate badass, the heroine easily cuts her way through dozens of enemies. Her lightning reflexes are only matched by her sword skills. She can even find her way out of a coffin, showing that she is the ultimate escape artist. Uma Thurman brings out the iconic character's physicality and a rich interior. Quentin Tarantino's films throw all kinds of obstacles at her, but she always proves to be talented and resilient enough to survive.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding.
Number 26, Jules Winfield, Pulp Fiction. Jules Winfield stands tall among Quentin Tarantino's canon of characters. The role blends humor, violence, and philosophy into one memorable hitman. Samuel L. Jackson's performance might just be the crown jewel in the movie, bringing down the house with his biblical speeches.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
The character's change of heart gives the film an added layer of emotional depth. He contemplates his future, becoming a changed man in the entertaining finale. Winfield takes control during the diner robbery and dishes out some wisdom in an incredible moment. Jackson's acting makes Tarantino's dialogue sing, creating a match made in cinematic heaven.
The truth is, you're the weak, and I am the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
Number 25, Wolverine, the X-Men franchise.
Hey, Bob. I'm not finished with you yet.
Of all the members of the X-Men, Wolverine brings a bad boy energy to the team. Hugh Jackman portrays the character as a multi-dimensional mutant. He's striving to be the hero that his allies need him to be. Often without a filter, Logan is always himself. In the original films, Wolverine transforms from a drifter to a hero. You could argue that his finest hour comes in Logan when he's facing his own mortality. He's an endless source of fascination and contradictions, symbolizing the many real-world issues the franchise explores. Jackman's take on the role doesn't shy away from his faults, making him a lovable and abrasive figure.
Don't be what they made you.
Number 24, Colonel Hans Landa, Inglourious Basterds. In the opening sequence of this war film, Hans Landa makes his evil presence known.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Yes.
You're sheltering them underneath your floorboards, aren't you?
Yes.
Point out to me the areas where they're hiding.
The villain slowly reveals his ruthless methods of getting information. Through all of his awful traits, the Nazi officer finds a way to be charming. Quentin Tarantino even gives the antagonist a dark humor that keeps audiences guessing. Playing into the character's complexity, actor Christoph Waltz plays the iconic part with some genuine gravitas. His Oscar-winning performance is terrifying, funny, and arguably the best part of Inglourious Basterds. You both love to hate him and can't wait for his next scene.
Ooh, that's a bingo!
Is that the way you say it? That's a bingo.
Number 23, Jeffrey the Dude Lebowski, the Big Lebowski. Marching to the beat of his own drum, Jeff the Dude Lebowski is a singular entity unto himself. He has among the most laid-back vibes of any hero ever.
Well, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Brought to life by Jeff Bridges, this character finds himself stuck in a complex mystery that never ends. He is an unlikely candidate for the job, but that makes him all the more perfect. His entire personality brings out a natural humor and an unexpected philosophy to everything.
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
We get to watch him fumble his way through the investigation, worrying about things like his favorite rug.
I'm unemployed. My rug was also stolen.
He's the kind of guy that you want to hang out with long after the movie ends. Number 22, Gandalf, the Lord of the Rings franchise. Gandalf is among the wisest characters in all of the Lord of the Rings. Played by Ian McKellen, the wizard is also one of the strongest allies in the series.
You shall not pass!
McKellen plays the magical man with equal amounts of heart and soul. Each time he speaks, he demands that you listen. His change from gray to white also sets up his triumphant return. In a franchise full of eclectic roles, this one stands out as an example of true power and goodness. He saves the day more than once, giving the series several of its most important moments.
Your staff is broken.
Number 21, Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I am Iron Man.
In 2008, Marvel Films took on a new life courtesy of Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. brought the character to life with a singular performance. He gives Tony Stark a healthy attitude and humor, turning him into one of the funniest superheroes of recent times. His attempt to keep his allies together proves to be among the most valiant efforts of the franchise. In his final moments, Stark reminds everyone of the hero beneath the armor. Iron Man stands as one of the most essential and entertaining stories throughout the series. He wasn't the first Avenger, but he did lay the foundation for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And I am Iron Man.
Number 20. The Terminator franchise. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a rather inexperienced actor at the time of The Terminator, yet his cold and emotionless performance helped create one of the most iconic characters in movie history.
15-day wait on the handguns, but the rifles you can take right now. You can't do that.
What makes the Terminator such a great character, aside from Schwarzenegger's literally robotic performance, is his wonderful character arc. It was a move of inspired genius to turn the malicious Terminator into a hero. And T2 is just as well remembered for its touching writing and character development as it is for the groundbreaking action.
And it must be destroyed also.
No matter what you think of the later movies, the first two Terminator films will always be classics, a reputation that is undoubtedly aided by its fascinating titular character.
Goodbye.
Number 19. Forrest Gump.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Is there anything this man didn't or couldn't do? Forrest Gump is the titular character of this critically and financially successful comedy drama, which is also based on the Winston Groom novel of the same name. The film adaptation follows him as he encounters various highly important figures and events throughout American history, all without the knowledge of their immense importance in time.
Run, Forrest! Run!
Despite his strong naivete regarding many aspects of life, his forward-looking attitude gave us all determination to fight ahead, and left us all in tears.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
And thanks to an Academy Award-winning performance by Tom Hanks, Forrest will go down in history as one of the sweetest and most well-meaning characters in cinema.
Congratulations. How does it feel to be an All-American? Very good, sir. Congratulations. How do you feel?
I gotta pee.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
Number 18. Scarlett O'Hara, Gone with the Wind. Actress Vivien Leigh was ranked as the 16th greatest female movie star by the American Film Institute in 1999.
You should have made your presence known.
In the middle of that beautiful love scene? That wouldn't have been very tactful, would it?
She earned 2 Academy Awards throughout her lifetime. One as Blanche in A Streetcar Named Desire, and the other as Scarlett O'Hara in the epic to end all epics, Gone with the Wind.
My Confederate bonds, of course, daughter.
Confederate bonds. What good are they to anybody?
I'll not have you talking like that, Katie Scarlett.
Oh, Paul, what are we going to do with no money and nothing to eat?
Author Margaret Mitchell believes that her novel is about survival in turbulent times, and Scarlett embodies that theme in various interesting ways. She goes from spoiled, pampered girl to strong, independent businesswoman, which itself is a major deviation from the other Southern belles of the time and the story.
I only know that I love you.
That's your misfortune.
Perhaps the story is arguing that there are no gendered standards, and in that way, it truly was ahead of its time. Number 17, The Man with No Name, the Dollars Trilogy.
Get 3 coffins ready.
The movies of Sergio Leone's Dollars Trilogy are revolutionary spaghetti westerns. And while A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More are not as well remembered today, everyone knows and loves The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. At the heart of each movie is the unnamed antihero played wonderfully by screen legend Clint Eastwood. The man doesn't have much of a personality, nor does he really speak all that much. But it's a testament to Eastwood's screen presence and charisma that the character has remained so beloved throughout the decades. He's the type of rugged, no-nonsense anti-hero that many westerns came to adopt. And he somehow managed to make ponchos look badass. Throw one on today and you will undoubtedly be called Clint Eastwood by someone. Number 16. John McClane, the Die Hard franchise. Historical and genre context are important when discussing the impact of movie characters, and they're important when analyzing John McClane.
You won't hurt me. Oh yeah? Why not? Because you're a policeman. There are rules for policemen. Yeah. That's what my captain keeps telling me.
At the time, action movies were over-the-top, bombastic spectacles starring shirtless, impeccably chiseled men like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. And then in comes Bruce Willis as John McClane.
Welcome to the party, pal!
It's fitting that Hans Gruber calls him just another American, because that is exactly what he is. He isn't an action star, he's normally built, balding, and he's got a lot of personal problems. He doesn't even want to be a hero. He just becomes one because no one else will. Here was a heroic action movie star that the everyday man could relate to. Number 15. Freddy Krueger, the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. There have been many great slashers throughout the years, including Freddy's personal rival Jason Voorhees, but Freddy is arguably the meanest of the bunch. Much of his legacy comes down to his sardonic personality.
Please, God.
This is God.
Unlike other slashers, Freddy talks, and he loves to talk. But his reputation also stems from just how gross he is. Not only physically, but spiritually. He openly mocks his victims, he does nasty things like cutting off his own fingers, and he gleefully murdered children as a human. Of course, part of what makes Freddy so scary is that there is literally no escaping him.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
You will fall asleep eventually, and when you do, Freddy will be there waiting. Number 14. Mary Poppins, Mary Poppins.
Perhaps it's a witch. Of course not. Witches have brooms.
Julie Andrews won her only Academy Award for portraying Mary Poppins, the titular character of this fantastically unique and imaginative Disney film.
Item 1, a cheery disposition. I am never cross.
Poppins is a magical nanny who teaches the Banks children valuable life lessons through magic and glorious song and dance. Her personality is utterly magnetic, utilizing music, a sharp wit, and a gentle, nurturing approach to reach the children.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
Who among us hasn't thought of a spoonful of sugar whenever we're taking nasty medicine? She's become an iconic part of our collective pop culture consciousness, being referenced from the 2012 London Olympics to Gilligan's Island and Guardians of the Galaxy.
You look like Mary Poppins. Is he cool? Hell yeah, he's cool. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Everyone loves their cool nanny, but Mary Poppins is the coolest of them all. Number 13. Travis Bickle, Taxi Driver. 2019's Joker was often compared to Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, and that's in large part due to the similarities between Arthur Fleck and Travis Bickle.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Travis spoke to a generation of lost, disillusioned, and mentally troubled men returning from Vietnam. He returns to find a filthy city, both physically and metaphorically.
Whatever it is, he should clean up this city here, because this city here is like an open sewer, you know? It's full of filth and scum. And sometimes I can hardly take it.
It's filled with thieves, pimps, and 12-year-old prostitutes, societal aspects that eventually lead to Travis's mental decline.
Now I see it clearly. My whole life is pointed in one direction. I see that now. There never has been any choice for me.
His experiences, the long hours, and the loneliness all cause Travis to snap, and he becomes hell-bent on cleansing society of its so-called filth. He's one of cinema's scariest villains because he's so relatable and grounded. Perhaps the movie is arguing that many people are living vicariously on the edge of madness. Number 12. Dorothy Gale, The Wizard of Oz.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
There's no place like home. So said this character on the silver screen over 70 years ago, and her charm and sweetness have remained with moviegoers ever since.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my!
Released in 1939, this movie was notable for its use of the relatively new Technicolor process, and the character of Dorothy certainly helped usher in the color revolution in film. From her ruby shoes to her trademark blue and white gingham dress, this heroine also helped bring in a new era of filmmaking, as a fiercely brave character that is not afraid to take charge and stand up for herself. She proved herself a strong female role model for generations to come.
Tap your heels together 3 times and think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Number 11. Ellen Ripley, the Alien franchise. When it comes to movie protagonists, few are as iconic as Ellen Ripley.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Ripley is not only one of the most badass characters of all time, but also one of the most important. Loads of academic articles have been written regarding her impact on film and her role as a strong female protagonist in an otherwise male-dominated genre.
That's right outside the door. Hicks, Vasquez, get back!
The role also earned Sigourney Weaver significant critical acclaim. Her performance in Aliens made her just the second leading actress in horror movie history to be nominated for an Academy Award, behind only Ellen Burstyn for The Exorcist. It's telling that the Academy decided to forego their aversion to genre films like horror and science fiction to honor Weaver's work as the heroic and groundbreaking Ellen Ripley.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Number 10. The Tramp, Various. A legendary character and insanely popular during the silent film era, the Tramp was extraordinarily played by Charlie Chaplin for decades, all without speaking a word. Chaplin's natural grace and body language, as well as his facial expressions, induced everything from belly laughs to tears of sorrow. Portrayed as a vagrant, the Tramp acts like a gentleman despite his social status, and also conjured not only strong emotions, but also intense social commentary. A vastly complex character that said so much without saying anything at all, the Little Tramp will be remembered as one of cinema's highest achievements. Number 9. Hannibal Lecter, the Hannibal Lecter franchise.
Morning.
You might not expect a cannibalistic serial killer to ever be acclaimed and respected, but Hannibal Lecter is just so mesmerizing that audiences can't help but love, or at least be intrigued by him.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Most notably portrayed by Anthony Hopkins on the big screen, Hannibal is the creepy and calculating murderer who helps the FBI go after more important madmen currently on the loose.
If I help you, Clarice, it will be turns with us too. Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things.
Originally portrayed as an antagonist with limited screen time, Hannibal ultimately won over audiences to become a fan favorite. He is so good at being bad that he was voted the #1 villain of all time by the American Film Institute.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Number 8. The Joker, The Dark Knight.
How about a magic trick?
Villains are often showier and meatier roles than that of the heroes, and that is certainly the case with The Dark Knight.
It's gone.
While Batman will forever remain an iconic character, everyone honors Heath Ledger's Joker as one of the finest villains in cinematic history.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me.
Christopher Nolan and his team of filmmakers helped elevate The Dark Knight above the typical superhero trappings, offering up rich social commentary on the war on terror and themes regarding lawlessness, anarchy, and moral foundation, all of which the Joker horrifically embodies. Future iterations will always be compared to Ledger's. It's a wonderfully unhinged, fantastically entertaining performance that changed a classic character forever.
See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Number 7. Norman Bates, Psycho.
We have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
Psycho's main antagonist, Norman Bates, was loosely inspired by real-life murderer Ed Gein, so you know he's going to be trouble. A deeply disturbed individual, Bates suffered extreme emotional abuse as a child at the hands of his mother, which later caused him to kill innocent people, especially women he's attracted to.
She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Not only does he dress in his mother's clothing, he also repeatedly stabs and murders the patrons of his motel, all while talking to his deceased mother, Norma, whose corpse he keeps in the basement. If that doesn't make Norman one of the most troubling and unsettling characters in cinema history, as well as one of the most memorable, then we don't know what does.
It's sad when a mother has to speak the words that condemn her own son, but I couldn't allow them to believe that I would commit murder. They'll put him away now, as I should have, years ago.
Number 6. Charles Foster Kane, Citizen Kane. Rosebud. Spouting one of the most famous lines in cinema history, and the main character of what is generally considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest film of all time, Charles Foster Kane can safely be regarded as one of cinema's finest characters.
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Thatcher. I just try everything I can think of.
Created and portrayed by Orson Welles, earning him an Oscar nomination, Kane is the rich and esteemed owner of the New York Enquirer.
You're right, Mr. Thatcher. I did lose $1 million last year. I expect to lose $1 million this year. I expect to lose $1 million next year. You know, Mr. Thatcher, at the rate of $1 million a year, I'll have to close this place in 60 years.
Though he's portrayed as insanely powerful with a megalomaniacal ego, he is also deeply flawed and human, which makes him relatable and sympathetic, as well as unforgettable throughout the ages.
Don't worry about me! I'm Charles Foster Kane! I'm no cheap, crooked politician trying to save himself from the consequences of his crimes! Get it! I'm gonna send you to Sing Sing! Sing Sing, get it!
Number 5. Rocky Balboa, the Rocky franchise. Who knew that a little movie made for around $1 million would spawn a franchise spanning over 4 decades?
And his arm, he was left-handed, his arm was facing towards New Jersey, you see? And that's south. So naturally they call him Southpaw.
While Rambo is certainly Sylvester's most badass role, Rocky is arguably his best. Maybe what makes Rocky so timeless and consistently popular are his pure ideals. He embodies everyday heroism. He believes in himself when no one else does, he stands up for what is right, he works hard to accomplish his goals, and he pushes on despite the spiritual and physical pain.
What are you thinking about when that buzzer sounds for that line? What you think about when the 15th round when you're coming out?
These are universal themes that helped the Rocky franchise span countries and generations. And they made Rocky Balboa into a beloved cinema icon. Those and his Greek god physique. Number 4. Indiana Jones, the Indiana Jones franchise. Star of several movies and featured in multiple Disney attractions, Indiana Jones first became insanely popular over 30 years ago, but he continues to be revered today. Created by George Lucas, who was inspired by action heroes of the 1930s, Jones has been expertly portrayed by Harrison Ford throughout the years.
My name is Indiana Jones. Dr. Jones, the eminent archaeologist?
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Known for his trademark style, including his fedora and whip, Indy is especially famous for his ability to survive many perilous encounters, his biting sense of humor, and his extreme intelligence.
There's a big snake in the plane, Doc! Oh, that's just my pet snake, Reggie! I hate snakes, Doc!
Unsurprisingly, Jones has already gone down in history as a true cinematic star, and there he shall remain, alongside Ford's other cinematic icon, Han Solo.
Fast ship. You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
Number 3. Vito Corleone, The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Portrayed by Marlon Brando in the original and Robert De Niro in the second film, this character truly got lucky since he was portrayed by two of the greatest actors of all time. As head of the Corleone crime family, Vito is a deeply complex character. While his job involves death on a daily basis, he's also very human, as he cares for his family and tries to do right by them, especially his son Michael, who, may we mention, is another fantastic and timeless character.
My father's no different than any other powerful man. Any man who's responsible for other people. Like a senator or a president.
A deeply flawed yet violent man, Vito is one powerful crime boss and one truly iconic character for the ages.
You don't offer friendship. You don't even think to call me Godfather. Instead, you come into my house on the day my daughter's to be married and you ask me to do murder for money.
Number 2. Darth Vader, the Star Wars franchise.
There'll be no one to stop us this time.
Yes, sir.
The Star Wars saga boasts many iconic characters, including the legendary Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, but it's Vader himself who gets our vote.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Portrayed as a one-dimensional but cruel villain in the first film, Vader becomes progressively more complex and gray as the film series continues, amassing great acclaim along the way.
You are beaten. It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did.
He's one of the most fearful yet complex villains in cinema history, and the plot twist delivered by him in the original trilogy is one of the best in cinema.
No. I am your father.
With his all-black attire, haunting voice, and dedication to the dark side, Darth Vader's cultural impact is astronomical, and his status as one of the greatest cinema characters more than secured.
Thoughts betray you, Father. I feel the good in you, the conflict.
There is no conflict.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. James Bond, the James Bond franchise.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
You know his name, you know his number. Agent 007 has been on screen for over 50 years, and his spy film series has become one of the highest-grossing franchises of all time.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death. 007 reporting for duty.
So far portrayed by 6 different actors under Eon Productions, James Bond has continually shown us exotic locales, beautiful women, and exciting action.
Who doesn't appreciate the occasional twists, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Known as one of the deadliest and most charming men in cinema, always accompanied by handy gadgets and clever one-liners, the character of Bond and his films are known all over the world.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Without a doubt, 007 has been ingrained into pop culture and is certainly here to stay.
Thank you, Mr.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Did we forget another memorable movie character? Let us know in the comments below.
Or if he's struck by a bolt of lightning, then I'm going to blame some of the people in this room. And that I do not forgive.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.